So today's lesson is based on a thing called hourly rate and overtime. Okay. Hourly rate is basically what an employee's paid based on a fixed income per hour, right? So let's say that they're going to give you $10 an hour and you work 8 hours. You're literally just multiplying 8 times 10 to give you a total of 80 hours, right? Now, the overtime hours, okay, is given as an hourly rate that people work beyond their regular daily hours. So sometimes work guarantees that your full work week will be 37 and a half hours, but mostly people work about 40 hours a week. And then anything over that 40 hours, they get time and a half. Okay, so we'll talk about that now. All right. So for this example, we have Allison has a job with the city maintenance crew. She's paid an hourly rate of $12.50 an hour, right? Now, she usually works 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. So we need to find her regular earnings for a week. So let's do that. Now, you notice that there are 8 hours and 5 days a week. So we just take 8 times 5 to get 40 hours. Okay. So now in order to figure out the pay, this is what we got to do. So in this case, we got to multiply the hours times the rate. So in this case, we're going to have 40. We're going to multiply by $12.50. So at the end of the week, you end up with $500 as your pay. And so she makes $500. So now, so for the second question here, if Allison works more than 40 hours a week, she's paid overtime for extra hours, okay? The overtime rate is 1.5 times the regular rate. And now we call this time and a half, okay? So to understand how this works, we'll break the overtime into 2 steps. 1, we find the new rate of pay. So the new rate is going to be, remember it was time and a half. So we're going to take 1.5 and then we're going to times it by $12.50. Now, and so we have our new rate being $18.75. So now, you remember what it said here. It said that there was 5 hours of overtime, right? So now that 5 hours of overtime, in order to figure out our new pay, we just have to follow what we did right here. We go and take our pay and we take the hours that we have for our overtime and multiply by our rate. So now we have this. So we have 5 hours times 18.75, which gives us an answer of 93.75. Okay, so that is the overtime pay. So now, if I wanted to find the total pay with overtime, all we have to do is add 500 plus 93.75, and you end up with $593.75 for the total amount of money that she worked for the week if she had 5 hours extra overtime. All right, that's basically how we calculate overtime. Okay? All right, so go and do the 5 questions that I prepared for you today.